inspection. I can definitely do this. I'll just need to make a checklist really quick and we'll check off things as we go. Is that alright with you? Alright, well, I'm gonna let you take a guess at the price and how many emeralds I'm gonna be asking from you. It's probably not gonna be a lot, but I'll have to think a little bit. I'll ask that you leave a guess on the board outside, and then I'll make my judgment call based on that. How about that? Let me get my checklist and tools. Alright, I got the majority of my tools. Let me just make the list. Number 1, length. Number 2, bring it over here. Cleanliness. Then number 3, sturdiness. And then lastly, shape. Alright, so I'm gonna have these checklists and I'll check these off as we go, and then we can decide if your pickaxe is in pristine shape or not. Alright, let's take a look, shall we? Going to start with the first portion, which is length. Now the measurements vary on many pickaxes, but we really are only going for the part of the pick that breaks the rock. That's the one that matters the most. So I have a tape measure here. I'm going to just adjust the roll here because we don't need that much tape. It's too much slack. Okay, we're looking at about 5 for that portion. Are we evened out here? Yes, it's also looking about 5. And for this part, 7, yeah, and here, also 7. What about? That's not bad, it could be better. Your craftsmanship's a little off, but I can tell you're not a blacksmith, so that's fine. I can let that slide. Yeah, alright, let's see here. And just make sure we're getting the full length. Okay, if I were to take it all the way down here to there, I see 17. And okay, yeah, that seems about right as well. Okay. I gotta be honest. It's not the best measurements, but it's not the worst I've seen either. I'm gonna have to think on it a bit for a second. Hold on. I'm gonna give you an A on that. I think the measurements aren't an S tier ranking, but I'll definitely give you an A. And I'm gonna check it off my list. So let's check that off. Let's give that the A rank. Alright, we're gonna move on to cleanliness now. Cleanliness is a little different. I recently got my hands on some moss and was able to turn it into a little bit of a cleaning product. So we're gonna try to pull it out here and use it on your pickaxe. Okay, give me a moment. Alright, here we are. Just need a little bit. Just a tiny little bit like that. That'll probably be enough. Perfect. So with that, I'm concerned about this here. This doesn't sound as dirty as here. I want to give you a better grade for this, but I don't think I'm able to. This corner down here is really concerning me. I'm going to check this off our list and I'll be giving you an A-. Lastly, a shape. This one should not be hard. It's looking good here. I'm definitely going to have to do a solid grade on this one as well. So for shape, we're going to give you an S. I think what you're looking at is a total grade of an A+ in terms of a pickaxe. I am pretty impressed with your craftsmanship with this. Now with the fee, with the inspection, plus what most villagers would be willing to trade for something of quality, I would say at an A+ grade, you could probably sell this for 24 emeralds. Now that's within the villages. If you were to find the great city, which no one has found, I can tell you that much, it would probably go for higher. And if you think I'm going to reveal to you where the great city is, you're dead wrong. I won't. There's been too many villagers going missing from the villages, and I'm not telling no outsider where that is. But I'll tell you what, I'd buy this from you 18 emeralds right now, and I'd charge you 2 for the inspection at this rate, but if you want to sell it to someone else for a little price, I'm going to charge you 4. I'm just being honest with you. I hope that's okay. You don't want to sell it to me, you want to know more about the great city. I'll tell you what, how about you pay me 3 emeralds? You take your pickaxe, and you go look for the great city yourself. We have ourselves an agreement. Yeah? Alright, perfect. I'll take 3 emeralds, and you can go ahead and take this pickaxe off my table. Thank you. Thank you for doing business with me. I really appreciate it. Welcome back, adventurer. I see that you're back from your mining trip, and you wanted me to look at this document that you've given me. I must say I've never seen anything like this before. But if I'm correct, from my assessment, I've heard tales from other villages about such a document. I believe that it might be a tale of the ancient city, the great city, the one where most of our trade goes down. The history of the great city is quite unique. It used to be much larger, but things occurred and history happened, so we lost quite a bit of it. Let me move your pickaxe and we can take a look at this document, shall we? Yes? Okay, good. Let's see what we can do. We must firstly open it up. The string from a spider, I see. Here we are. It opens slowly. Oh, we have a whole story here. Very unique indeed. It says up here, tales of an ancient city. Or of the ancient city. I was correct in my assessment. It's written in common tongue, so I can definitely decipher the message. It should not us to read this. Let me give it a read. It says, Tales of the Ancient City. Grimsby the great smith called out to the forge masters, "Bring me the greatest metal casters amongst the cobblestone guild." 5 young challengers advanced their skills. To learn from Grimsby the Great was an opportunity like no other. Grimsby had laid the great metal foundations that kept the cave walls unmounted. He had forged 5 of the 6 great swords and crafted the mightiest picks of the mining corporation. "You will learn my metalworks," he spoke to the 5 young apprentices. "I grow old and weary," he whispered. "One of you will take my place." For 2 years, each apprentice intensely worked at the forge, smelting and crafting. 2 stood above: Berthol, the son of the great noble, an emerald trader amongst the plains above, and Vixenella, the low-born girl who... This word is giving me a problem here. Who rose. The word is rose. Rose to the highest rankings. Their competition grew heated. The flames they crested grew stronger, melting even the purest of diamonds. I cannot imagine melting diamonds like this. These must be ancient ways. Upon the day of choice, Grimsby asked to be brought only a stone sword. This sword would mark their final challenge. Berthol climbed to the highest peak, mined the finest stone. Vixenella. These words are poorly written. Growed, craft. I am unsure what this one is. Maybe a different route. Chose a different route, perhaps. A deeper stone. One never gathered. She ventured down into the deeper grounds amongst the deep slate, mining the hardest stone. As she ventured deeper, the stone was purer. She craved more. It was upon discovery of a dark, mossy substance. What substance? Her cravings halted. This story, I've never heard of this before. What is this dark, mossy substance? It was upon discovery of a dark, mossy substance her cravings halted. Unlike anything she had seen, she pulled the dark substance aside and slammed her pick down into the deep slate. Upon each meeting of the pick and the stone, on each numbered, on each her throw, a sound muttered through the cave. She gathered the stone as she turned to leave a sound from the cave. No. As she turned to leave, a sound from deeper called out to her. She stood. She stared into the darkness. I see now. An ominous feeling followed. Nothing showed itself. She brushed it off and returned to the great city. The dark, mossy substance had regrown further and more abundantly, following her footsteps. And in the darkness, another footsteps echoed. What? Hold on, let's reread this passage. This is interesting. Upon the day of choice, Grimsby asked to be brought only a stone sword. The sword would need to be the final challenge. In Berthol, we know, climbed to the highest peaks to gather pure stone. But this Vixenella, what did she do? She ventured was the deep slate. Mining the hardest stone, as she ventured deeper, the stone was purer. She craved more. It was upon discovery of a dark, mossy substance. What kind of substance? What is this substance? I've never heard of such a thing. Her cravings halted. Unlike anything she had seen, she pulled the dark substance aside and slammed her pick down to the deep slate. Upon each meeting of the pick and the stone, an echo muttered through the cave. She gathered her stone as she turned to leave. A sound from the cave and deeper called out to her. She stared into the darkness, and an ominous feeling followed, but nothing showed itself. What? She brushed it off and returned to the great city. The dark, mossy substance had regrown further and more abundantly. What is this substance? Following her footsteps into the darkness, another footsteps echoed. Could it be, adventurer, that within the cave under the great city? I'm glad you brought this to me. I believe that I might need to send this off for examination from our scholars, and the great city must be made aware. There's not much to be said about the great city, and I understand that you desire entry for the trade value, but like I've said prior, there are reasons why I cannot allow someone like yourself to know the location. There is too much suspicion about your situation ever since the missing of a few villagers. I apologize, adventurer. However, it seems that the situation is that we are suspicious of you. You were last seen with a wooden boat, and with many of the missing villagers. I cannot tell you the location of the great city, for if I do, I would be betraying the current order of things. Now, this is quite the find, and I believe that this may gather some favor in your case to be allowed entry into the city, especially because of this passage here. What is this dark substance? Could it be that deeper and deeper below there are things that we have yet not seen? Unknowns, unspoken of things. I wonder. This has brought quite the information to me, adventurer. I must be honest. I am not too keen on this story and what the information it holds. I will seal it for now and have it delivered to the great city. I ask that you, if you find anything else of such a value, you bring it to me immediately. And then, perhaps with time, we can gather you an opportunity with the guild masters, and they may allow you entrance into the city. Now, I know you must be wondering, what is the guild? Well, the guild is the trading guild, where all the emeralds come from. We don't just go mining for them ourselves, we make trade with the other villages. But in that case, it might be possible. If I look in my own lexicons, I know nothing of this black, mossy substance. Let me pull out my lexicon 1 second. There's not many. I've seen many things, of course. Volcanoes and mansions. And yes, of course, this great temple. But there's not much to be said about a great city. Not in my lexicon. With time, perhaps, new information will present itself. I want to thank you for bringing this to my attention. We will have a discussion about it very soon. Well, in the meantime, I ask that you keep looking and keep on your adventure. I humbly and gratefully say thank you. Speak soon, adventurer. Speak soon. Hey everybody, before this video starts, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you for all the support, and I hope videos here and there when I can. I've been fairly busy, but I just wanted to make sure, or take a second to say thank you for all your patience. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. We're like a little community, and we do a lot of Minecraft Roleplay ASMR. I do have other videos. I recently put out a Obsidian remastered first 30 minutes of the game, doing some ASMR in that. Our plan is to stream Sundays at night. I haven't done so yet just because of my health issues, but I'm gonna be getting into that very soon. And yeah, if you guys enjoy the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And there is a donation link down below to kind of help out further, but it's never necessary, but I do appreciate it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it relaxes you guys. See you in a bit. Welcome back, adventurer. I see you've returned. Your pickaxe is experiencing some wear and tear. You should take it to the smith for repairs. And I see, of course, that you've brought me more documents this time from your adventures. I'm assuming you must have gone mining in the same cave that you were in last time, I guess. Yes. Well, tell me, what is the greatest amount of diamonds that you've found in one go? I would really like to know. If you can't tell me now, then why not leave it on the board outside of my place? Tell me the most amount of diamonds that you have recovered on a mining expedition. So, we have these documents here. It seems like there's 3. I can take a look at the first one. I'll move these to the side for now. Looks like another story. This one is titled A Creature of Darkness. Alright. There was no hiding. Every sound we made was captured. My wife ran to the children and I for the emeralds. Why was I so foolish? The mossy cave walls echoed with the sounds of screams. Oh my lord. The animals fled into higher portions of the great city. Seal the lower levels. Why is this so large? Seal the lower levels, they yelled. They placed obsidian, closing out the tunnels that led to the great forges. I ran to the front. Please, I begged. My wife has not yet returned. Move, the guard yelled, pushing me back. The last blocks of obsidian were placed. The screams muffled. Tears ran down my eyes as the black mossy substance filled the last bit of light left. Again with this black mossy substance. When the final block of obsidian was placed, a dull silence filled the tunnel. Suddenly, we heard a screech, like no other, behind the obsidian walls, made from a creature unknown. This worries me, adventurer. I would be very wary of the cave that you're adventuring in. I don't know if it's near the great city, and yet you still look for it after I told you that you need permission. However, if you are finding these, then I guess you may be venturing closer to the problem. Perhaps a closed-off tunnel. Perhaps you have found yourself within this area. Have you seen any obsidian walls? You have. Did you mine through them? Not yet. You're saying yet. So your plan is to continue to mine through this. You think that you have what it takes to take on whatever this creature is if it still lives. You want me to take a look at the other files? Fine. But I would greatly advise you not to do what you're planning to do, which is to continue your adventure. Let me take a look. This one. Interesting. This one's titled Looking for Soldiers. fast so I understand. 100 to 200 emeralds. That is an unbelievable amount. 500 upon completion. These are drastic levels. Is this the extent of what the great city once was? And 20 emeralds a month in pension. My goodness. This is an incredible amount of emeralds. I would more than gladly jump on the opportunity to do this. I understand why people do this. When? The first of cobblestone at 7 a.m. Unfortunately, there's no year. But we can tell that this was so long ago from the quality of the pages. The deadline is please apply at the watch office between the 17th of diamond and 31st of diamond. That was 2 months prior to cobblestone. Interesting. I wonder how this expedition went. Well, not that I've heard of any of these dark mossy substances before. Maybe it is ancient tales. Well, let's look at the last file. Maybe this will give us a bit of insight. Don't you think? What is this? Let's put these files together. What is the diagram? Is it meant to be read like this? No, I do not think so. Teeth, question mark. Are these teeth? What is that? The Warden. What is the Warden? I've never heard of. Is this what the creature is called? Is this paper the Warden, or is it sent to the Warden? Who is the Warden? I cannot imagine what this is. Is this the mouth of the creature, or is this what the creature is? Warning, do not engage. Run. Run. But is this not the same thing? I'm confused if this is to... Hold on. I believe this is the last document. This must have happened afterwards. Warning, do not engage, run. Then I'm assuming that the expedition did not go well. How could this be? I'm sure they had soldiers with that many emeralds being offered. Sunbearable. This is void. So this is just a void behind the teeth of the mouth of the beast. 9 foot high. Darkness, darkness. That's a witness. Testimony is just 2 words. Darkness. There's some writing down here. It says, severely dangerous, loud screech, cannot be found. So it's missing. Unknown danger level, and the lifespan is unknown. Adventurer, I know that I am not as powerful as you are and not able to go down into these caves and do the expeditions that you conduct to bring me such information, but with this information that I'm being told, with the knowledge that the lifespan is unknown, I am afraid that if you continue on these expeditions, you might awaken this beast. We have no knowledge of I understand that this was years ago, but we have no knowledge of what has happened to this beast. I ask you, adventurer, to consider what you might awaken in this tunnel. Perhaps turn your gaze elsewhere. Perhaps I can favor you to get some information about the great city and conduct major trade. Maybe that would be of interest. If it gets you away from this, I know curiosity drives you, but please, please, I doubt there are many great treasures down there that I cannot send someone to sell you. I can advise you not to do it, but you'll do what you must. You'll do what you must, I know you will. If you do not mind, adventurer, I will take these and file them, and I'll send urgent word to the great city. I will also put in a good word for you. I believe that it is paramount pickaxe as well. Please go see the Forge Master and tell him that I will cover it. The smith will do a good job of fixing your wear and tear. I will not hold you back any further. So please do so.